Hey guys, Ark here bringing to you another video of the Learning Night Elf series. This is the first video that I've made in a long time, and I wanted to start off with a little bit different of a video. It's a little too loud. Let me go ahead and lower this. So I've had a lot of questions when I'm kind of talking with lower rated players just on what they can do to get better. A lot of the videos in that I've done have focused around like strategy and what are the proper responses to scouting different things. A big focus in this game is of course strategy, but some of the things that you can do to actually get you to that next level are kind of heavily related to how fast you can do things, or just how well you're able to perform actions in a certain amount of time. And so one common metric that is used in this game as well as in a bunch of other games is APM, or actions per minute. So you can see, like, right now I'm at about 400 APM, and I'm just in the opening, so I'm just kind of spamming, and it's not really indicative of anything I'm doing correctly. So this is basically just me doing an archer opening, which you can see in the first episode of the Learning Night Elf series. And I'm just going to be playing this game against a computer that I'll go all the way to probably about tier 3. Just doing my build. I'm going to be doing a bear build, essentially on one base. And my focus in this game is really just to I guess creep and do my build on time. So that's going to be my main focus while spamming as well. Essentially what I like to do, and what I did commonly in the past, was really just try and play it like it was a real game, in terms of how fast I'm going to be playing, because in order to actually get up to this level of speed, you just have to have a lot of practice playing at this level of speed. So you want to try and make your actions as fast as you would in a regular game. And where the one thing that's going to be different is the fact that you're playing against a computer that isn't really going to be pressuring you like a regular person would. So obviously you can't mimic that, but the faster you're making these actions and movements, the more similar it would be to having to deal with an opponent harassing you, or just performing certain actions in the game. So you can see that I was pretty on point with my tech timing, and I'm just going to go ahead and keep creeping. Nothing really too fancy here. Just getting level 2. So normally the creep route would be to send your hero and heal. I already healed my mana, but now send your hero to the Murlocs, or the crabs rather, to creep that camp. And I'm just going to continue doing this to level 3. Got to get my Moonwell. I'm not paying too close attention to what he's doing. A big thing that I see a lot of weaker players do is kind of overreact to what their opponent is doing. And truthfully, kind of at the lower level, strategy is important as well, but you almost never win or lose your games based off of what your opponent's doing. It's totally reliant on how well you execute your build and make your own movements. So I'm not even going to place much focus on scouting or responding to him. I'm just going to keep doing my creep route and then just go from there. So we'll just keep going along this route. I'm going to get 5 archers as well as a range upgrade. Range upgrade is pretty good. You can see what I'm doing here is I'm swapping aggro. So this is I'm maintaining 340 APM, even though I'm not really spamming all that much anymore. I'm still making a lot of actions. That was actually my 5th archer, so I'm going to go ahead and move my AOW. So you can kind of just see I'm just playing this game, just moving as quickly as I can, and trying to be consistent with my timings. And I'm just going to keep creeping. Now, of course, in a regular game, you're probably not going to just be blindly creeping like this. But I'm just doing this for show. You can kind of play along with me in your own single player game, and just try and see whether you can match the speed at which I'm doing things. I did this once against a player who's around 1500 MMR, and I ended up being like 30 seconds faster with my level 3, and probably around that same speed, being faster with my bear form. So it's kind of an interesting project to do, because if you can't do this versus a computer, there's no way you're going to be able to do this against a real player. So that's kind of the applicability of this. So I'm going to get 2 lures and 1 wisp, and that's going to be enough for me to tech right after. I'll go ahead and get a second hero as well, actually, because normally you would. Scroll to the beast, that's pretty much going to be useless for me, so I'm just going to sell that eventually. Get another wisp. Let's get a naga. And again, I'm not really playing too much focus on like what am I actually building, because I'm just trying to practice my build essentially. So let's go ahead and move this and get range upgrade. We'll creep this red just because I'm sure we have enough, and we have enough to tech as well. We bought 2 wisps at tier 2, and that's going to be enough to get us into bears. So let's go ahead and creep. I got ultra vision as well. It's pretty nice. So when I hit tier or when I hit this when the lure's finished, I'm just going to go ahead and go straight into bears. Ooh, Khadgar's nice. More treants. So I'll just keep summoning treants, just creeping. We'll get range upgrade, just because I do got a lot of archers, and we'll just keep creeping, and we'll go into bears. Next thing we're going to want to do is get a moonwell. So kind of my takeaway, or what I'm trying to show in this, is kind of the steps that I would take if I'm trying to just practice, you know, like my movement around the map, creeping, and just hitting my timings. Because the most important thing that any good player can do is this. This does not take much effort for a good player to do. And so if this is something that you can't do, it's most likely going to be the thing that gives you the biggest improvement, and is also one of the biggest things that holds you back from, you know, reaching higher levels in this game. Because this really should not be terribly taxing for you, unless you haven't practiced it. So that's kind of what I'm trying to show here, and I'm almost tier 3. We're almost at the 10-minute mark, so this video will be ending soon. But just kind of some takeaways to recap what I've done. I'm really just playing against a computer and just creeping and doing my build. Do this until you can do it perfectly, which it takes time to get to this point. So don't get me wrong when I say good players can do this easily. The reason they can do this easily is because they can mechanically play at this speed and play without really thinking. That's one of the major differences. So once we hit tier 3, I'll go ahead and get my bear form upgrade, and we'll call this video a wrap so that you can get the full timing of it. And I'd be curious to know in the comments of how consistently everyone could play at this level, and if this is something that you think that you really struggle with. Because from my experience trying to help other players, this is something that weaker players would not be able to do, is be consistent with this timing and be consistent with this creeping. But if that's you, then this is definitely something that I would recommend practicing and trying to get on to cover. So we're about 10-15 seconds away from being finished with bear form, and that will be the point where I go ahead and end this video. So thank you for tuning into this video, and look for more videos of mine to come. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.